Welcome to BCS Media. I'm Marie.
I'm Aiden, and we are from Brown County Junior High School.
Our guest is Brown County School Superintendent Dr. Laura Hammack. Dr. Hammack, welcome to our program.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited. This is going to be a lot of fun.
We are planning a series of programs to bring you information about Brown County schools in an interview talk show format.
Our first show is getting to know our superintendent, Dr. Laura Hammack.
Dr. Hammack, tell us where you were originally from and where you went to high school and college.
Sure. Actually, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, in a little suburb called Rocky River. It was an actual river that ran through town, and so our little city was called Rocky River. And I went to Rocky River High School, born and raised there right outside of Cleveland. And then I went to DePauw University, which is located here in Indiana. And that's how I ended up kind of staying in Indiana for the rest of my life.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So why did you choose education as a career?
Interestingly, I went to college to be a lawyer. My mom and my dad and my sister, they were all lawyers, and that's kind of like what I thought I would do. And when I was in my freshman year of college, I really didn't like the classes that I was supposed to take to be a lawyer. So I had done some work with young people when I was in church, kind of growing up, and I loved working with students, and I took a couple education classes and I was hooked. I just loved it from the minute that I began.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I understand you taught at Nashville Elementary School, now our intermediate school.
Right.
How did you end up in Brown County?
Right. So I went to DePauw, and then I got my degree in general elementary education. When I was doing my student teaching my senior year, I really fell in love with working with students with special needs. So at that time, I couldn't use the license that I had, which was just general elementary. So I went to IU in Bloomington, and I got my master's degree in special education.
So cool.
That year it was kind of like a super fast program that you could get your master's degree. And they used to give kind of paper bulletins about where teaching jobs were over there at IU. And there was a job posted for Nashville Elementary School to teach in special education. So I came over to this building in the White House, and I had my first and only interview, and I was lucky enough to be selected to be a teacher at Nashville Elementary School. That was way back. Oh my gosh, you guys weren't even born. That was back in 1996. Yeah.
So what did you teach at Nashville Elementary, and what other experiences did you have at Brown County?
Sure. So I taught special education for 2 years, and it was wonderful. And then we had a 6th grade position open at Nashville Elementary School. And so I transferred from special education to gen ed 6th grade. And I taught 6th graders for 6 years. And it was just the best time ever. I loved those kids so much. And what's amazing is they're now moms and dads. So it's just really cool because I can see they're here in Brown County and they have got their own kiddos. So that's been really special. So 6th grade for 6 years. And then I was a principal at Helmsburg Elementary School. I was a principal up at Helmsburg for 3 years. Then I was assistant superintendent here at this office for 2. Then I moved to Beech Grove City Schools for the last 7 years, where I was an assistant superintendent. And I'm lucky enough to be back in Brown County this year, and I couldn't be happier.
That's cool. What educational experiences do you have outside of Brown County?
Right. So when I was up in Beech Grove, and again, this is for the last 7 years, I did a couple different things up there. For the first 5, I was really focused on being the director of special education. So helping boys and girls with special needs be able to kind of best access their their curriculum. And then really for the last kind of blended 3 years, I moved into more just focused on curriculum, instruction, and assessment. So testing coordinator for the district, working on professional development for our teachers. So up in Beech Grove, that's what I did really for the last, 7 years. Yeah.
Wow. And so what were your deciding factors to accept the Brown County School Superintendent's position?
Such a great question. I was super excited for just the opportunity to interview, to even be considered to be superintendent here in Brown County. Because honestly, from the beginning, it just felt like I was coming home. You know, I'd been here for 13 years teaching and principal and loved every second of my time here in Brown County. But I realized that I needed to go off and do something very different. Beech Grove, where I had been, very urban setting, very different from our rural Brown County. So it was just what I needed and kind of the perfect amount of time to be away. And then when I was given this chance, I just jumped at it. It was just never even a second question because I just couldn't wait to be home. Yeah.
Dr. Hammack, how is your year going so far at Brown County Schools, Superintendent?
It's amazing. It's really incredible. I can't believe that it's already the end of January. I've really been doing this job since July 1st, and it seems like it has passed just in no time at all. Honestly, I can't say enough about this team that's in place here in this district. The teachers, the principals, the staff, students are amazing and have been so supportive of me, as we've kind of made this transition. So I couldn't be happier. It's just, honestly, it's a gift to get to come to school every day.
That's good.
Yeah.
So what are some of your goals for Brown County Schools?
We're working on a lot of different things. Honestly, we have a really neat, comprehensive community school group going on that's called our strategic planning team. And so that team is really trying to identify what we really want to focus in on really for the next 5 years. But already we've been doing some great work in technology. Our director of technology, Mr. David Phelps, he has really helped us transition to kind of a one-to-one deployment of Chromebooks at our high school. So all of our boys and girls now have their own Chromebook device. And we're working on, breaking news for the junior high, we're working on a grant right now to get one-to-one Chromebooks for our junior high students as well. So brand new. So we are hopeful that those grant dollars will come through. So really focus on technology, focus on really bringing our district together as kind of one Brown County Schools as opposed to, separate school buildings across the county. And again, it's just because of the great people that we have that we've got some great momentum going and some neat things are happening.
Yeah, I know that a lot of people at the junior high are excited about getting the Chromebooks.
Yay,
so
good to hear. Good to hear.
Yes.
It's wonderful.
What do you like best about being Brown County School Superintendent?
Honestly, it's you guys. And it's amazing because I don't get to, though my office is in a building that doesn't have boys and girls in and out of it, when I get to be in the buildings and be with you all and see the amazing things that you're doing, I'm telling you, it's just the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Brown County is a really special place. The students are amazing. And it's just incredible to get to watch you all interact with different opportunities and see you all excel. Oh my gosh, you guys are my favorite part of this work.
That's so nice.
So what are some of the challenges of being a superintendent?
Yes, but there are challenges of being a superintendent because every decision that you make ultimately impacts people, right? So you want to make sure that the decisions that you're making are based on good information, feedback, really trying to make kind of collaborative decision making so that it's just not the mean old superintendent, making, decisions that people aren't happy with. I will tell you the last few mornings when I'm up at like 3:45 in the morning to check the roads, that's not much fun. But we've had a couple mornings with weather where we needed to really make a decision as to whether or not we would delay or close school. That's a big decision. Yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of been one of the more challenging things that we've had to deal with.
So, Dr. Hammack, how do you think teaching has changed since you were in a classroom?
Oh my gosh, it's changed quite a bit, and really because of the technology. So just to show you how old I am, I sent my first email when I was a senior in college. Like I remember thinking, this might really catch on. Like this is kind of cool, like the idea of an email. So honestly, when you think then to where I was student teaching, where I hadn't yet even sent an email, to where we are now as far as technology being a fundamental part of what we do when we instruct, it's been a huge shift. When I was teaching 6th grade at Nashville Elementary School, I had a chalkboard. I had an overhead projector. That was great. And that was it. And I remember one day these gigantic black and white boxes showed up in our classroom, and they were these new Gateway computers. And we were so excited to have these computers in our classroom. So it has changed a ton. And I think it's changed for the better, as long as we still focus on the development of relationships, because I think that's the most important part of teaching.
It is.
Yeah.
So on a personal note, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Of course, absolutely. So I'm married. My husband's super cute. His name is Anthony. He is, we've been married for 16 years all of a sudden. He's an engineer. He works for a medical company over in Bloomington called Cook. I have a wonderful family. I have two amazing nieces who are 11 years old and 9, and they live in Montana. So I only get to see them several times a year, but I love them to pieces. Anthony and I, we're really active. We like to be outside and outdoors, and we have a black Labrador. Her name is Daisy. She's 5 years old. She might be the cutest thing ever. I should have brought a picture. She's so sweet, and she's our baby. So yeah, that's kind of us. And then I work quite a bit, and I love going to athletic events where I can see our students performing, and that really seems to eat up all of our time. Yeah.
So is it true you get up every morning around 4:30 a.m.? And if so, why and how do you do it?
Great question.
Yeah, why?
So I do every 4:20. I get up every day at 4:20, and I am up and moving. And lately, if we have weather, I really try to get up at about 3:45 so that we can get on the roads and check to make sure that we're safe to have the buses out. So I get up very early. I do a little bit of work in the morning, and then I get ready and I come to work really early just in case, because there's a lot of things that happen in the morning. Sometimes we have issues with our buses. Maybe they have some kind of need to, pick up a student, or questions from parents in the morning really seem to happen a lot. So I like to be here early. I will tell you though, I go to bed embarrassingly early. Like I go to bed a little bit after 9. So I've got an early bedtime, but I get up early. So yep, I need to sleep. Everyone needs to sleep.
Everyone needs to.
Right?
You gotta sleep.
You gotta sleep.